Welcome to the Shiloh Daily Connection. I was reading a book last night written by a very good friend of mine who's sharing his Christian experiences and how the ups and downs of life come, but God is always consistent in everything you do. And he had just completed a deacons meeting in his church, and he and two other deacons were cleaning up and closing up. And as they did, a man came in, and you could tell he was off the streets, and he said, "Can you give me $10 so that I can get something to eat because I'm hungry?" And the men said, "Well, why don't you come in?" Said, "We have a fellowship meal before our deacons meetings, and we'll be glad to feed you." And so the man began to prepare the food and began to set it down and put it in the microwave to get it all warm for him. And the guy kept saying, "No, that's fine. That's fine. If you just give me some money," he said, I'll be happy. And they said, "Well, look, why don't you sit down? We've got all this great food. We've got a dessert. We'll even make you a plate to take with you." And about that time, the man gets irate. He said, "I want money. I want to go buy me something to drink. I don't want this food." And so I'm reminded of John chapter 7, verse 37, when Jesus said, "If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. He who believes in me, as the scripture said, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water." The author of the book made this statement after this story. He said, this man was more willing to eat stale bread and drink whiskey than he was to have a sumptuous meal prepared for him right there. And this picture in this story, for me, is this. We as Christians too often, rather wanting to sit at the Lord's table, feast on His word, feast on His life, we would prefer to sit at the world's table and to feast on what they have to offer. And we leave that table empty. We leave that table without anything. But if we sit at the Lord's table and we feast and we drink, what He has for us is living water, and it flows out of our hearts to those around us. So folks, let's have a desire to sit at the Lord's table because we thirst for the righteousness, the love, the compassion, the joy, and the humility that Jesus Christ gives us every single day. Thank you for listening today.